The real reason you push yourself so hard and see no tangible results in your manifestation journey is that your nervous system is addicted to struggle. It gets high on problems. You are definitely not bad at manifestation or at life in general. In fact, you are an expert and you've been doing this your entire life. My biggest grievance with manifestation community is that we intellectualized the process of manifestation. Something that is energetic, spiritual, and a little bit magical has been turned into the debate and business and kind of science that you have to get right, where we try to think our way into manifestation and trying to find the best technique that will manifest everything we want. And while it works for some people, it makes the rest of us feel stupid and just so disempowered. I'm an emotional mastery coach, and in this video, I'm breaking down why your body is just chasing drama so much, even when consciously you know you don't want it. And I'll also show you how to rewire your system to finally accept the success you are asking for. Is that because we are not really afraid of failing? We are afraid of not recognizing ourselves in the mirror of success. You don't have manifestation problem. You have the nervous system problem that learned that struggle is home. And until this home changes, nothing will change. Your nervous system would rather see you miserable but safe rather than happy but in danger. Because to a dysregulated system, ease is like this evolutionary red flag. It feels too easy, and too easy is just too good to be true. The fact is that we don't rise to the level of our goals, but we fall back to the level of our nervous system's safety definition, to our nervous system baseline. And this happens every time. Think about the moments when you had like a perfect day or perfect week, and suddenly it was just like something is missing, like something is not right. So you check your bank account to maybe start worry a little bit, or you find yourself picking up a fight with your partner a little bit, or perhaps you're in a safe and loving relationship, but something feels like it's not right, like something is missing. Maybe it's lack of passion, maybe it's too comfortable. So maybe you start to nag and complain to introduce a little bit of just some substance to this relationship. And this way, sabotaging the peace. And this isn't a character flaw. It isn't even a disorder like some anxiety or ADHD that everybody seems to be self-diagnosing with nowadays. We are chemically addicted to our own stress. We have confused peace with boredom. And in our culture, boredom is like the ultimate sin, isn't it? We crave passion and action and drama. This is why we pay a lot of money to entertain ourselves or go to cinemas where we can witness a little bit of this drama and just feel this adrenaline. And we also subconsciously maintain the drama because there is nothing quite captivating to the ego than the constant belief that our survival is somehow in danger. So the same happens in manifestation. You're just accustomed to chasing a little bit of distraction where things are going well for you. Even more than well, actually. You're stuck because your nervous system equates stress with safety and ease with danger. We all have the collection of beliefs, and based on these beliefs, we create our future in each moment, on moment-to-moment basis, by focusing on what we spend our energy on and what we focus on. In other words, what we are aware of. And this power, this ability to collapse possibilities into reality, it is always on. It's always happening. This power, it can never be wasted. It can absolutely be misused, but it can never be wasted. And right now, you might be unconsciously maintaining the mechanisms that no longer serve you. And this too happens on moment-to-moment basis by making a decision in each new now moment. What time is it? Now. So it's kind of easier to feel like a victim, to be a victim, because it carries somewhat less responsibility, right? They say that with great power comes great responsibility. But maybe it's the other way around. Maybe we are avoiding this power so that we don't have to take the responsibility. And the drama of life that we live is actually the proof that we are fantastic manifestors, because everything that we, created so far, we created. And when we create, then we try to change it and use our imagination as the tool for damage control of something that we actually created in the first place. But manifestation gives you this unique opportunity to look at the fears that were shaping your life until this point. You can look at it with love and dissolve them. And you can do this by confronting what it is that you created, what do you want, what you don't want, and why that is. Now all of this is revealed to you. It's about something much more significant than some money or your SP coming back to you. It's transformation of self, and you are ripe for it. There's this one more thing I want to mention is that when we get hypervigilant on trying to fix something about ourselves, chasing problems, hunting them down and fixing them, we become really good at it. And by that, I mean that we become hypervigilant to problems, looking for them because we are so good at fixing that it became a habit. We become more sensitive to it too. We all enjoy what we're good at.
We all enjoy what we're good at.
No, I don't.
And when we become these professional problem hunters, it doesn't serve us. We start to find more problems. So we have to change the direction of this hypervigilance and notice what's already working and see it as a confirmation of the success of your greatest unfolding. Which one would you rather be better at? Finding joy anywhere or finding problems anywhere? And which one we focus on is what grows and what we become biased towards, and also what we get more sensitive to. We are not ignoring the struggle. We are just becoming profoundly disinterested in this drama. So we're not trying to repair who we are, but we just change the direction of our interest. We are more interested in peace and joy and the things going well rather than hyperfixating on the problems. Because when we do, our brain will find for ourselves the proof for our existing bias. In this case, the bias towards peace and joy. The struggle is the home that we've built for ourselves. It's what's familiar. There is one thing that can set us free and help us manifest what we want, to expand our nervous system's capacity to receive what we want, and more importantly, to keep it forever. And this thing is something that most of us likely designed our lives around avoiding. The thing I'm talking about here is, of course, feeling and emotions and our vulnerabilities that are still running the show in the background, impacting our frequency so that we are not the vibrational match for the desires that we want to introduce into our lives. So we never meet them. That's why we're not manifesting. It's also blocking the energy by creating this energetic dam in our bodies. When we avoid our feelings and our emotions, we unconsciously give it more power. And that power is what maintains the state. And the maintenance of this state is also very energy expensive. It comes with a cost as well. The energy that we could easily spend elsewhere, for example, on creating the life that we want and building business or, increasing our capacity for more joy in the life. But we cannot because this energy is trapped somewhere else. This comes with additional price tag because when we allow these emotions and vulnerabilities stay there, we also don't feel like we have the capacity to hold more love and more joy and success and peace. It limits us because for these things, we need to have capacity as well. Otherwise, we sabotage it. And your body chooses familiar over desirable every single time. It doesn't really care about your vision board. It cares about your survival. So all you're trying to manifest isn't here yet only because your nervous system doesn't yet have the capacity enough to hold it. It's like a bucket with water. You cannot add more water to the bucket until you increase the bucket or switch it for a bigger one. We think that we are healing to better handle the triggers that we have, but we are actually healing to better handle the joy. The happiness and peace you seek requires a lot of capacity, and you need to increase it if you want to hold it without the risk of sabotaging it somewhere along the way, which I'm sure you're familiar with. For example, lots of us sabotage really good relationships and then later regret it. I often like to compare our bodies to a prism, this piece of glass where the stream of light comes on one side and the rainbow comes on the other. Our body is exactly like that. And if this prism is blocked with emotions trapped in it, no rainbow can come on the other side, meaning your dream life is not manifesting and you're stuck in your old but familiar circumstances. The long-term issues that we bring with ourselves, even when we start to manifest consciously, they are not really caused by manifestation. They were there all along. Manifestation just kind of put it on the spot. So what you're feeling right now is not about your current situation. It's not about the lack of your manifestations, and it's also not about the unrequited love. These are the programs that were created long time ago and now only make themselves known. Vulnerabilities are the emotions that we constantly refuse to experience, to feel. Bruce Tiff, the author of Already Free, said, we can either experience disturbance in service of neurosis, or we can experience disturbance in service of sanity. And in the next section, I will share how we can make the peace our new nervous system baseline. So this practice is not really about handling the triggers as they come up. It's not really about what we do in these moments of trigger happening, but what we do in the time in between them. Because people will very often ask me what to do when I feel triggered by my 3D. What if I notice lag and just undesirable circumstances? This is a fair question, but it fails to understand that if we feel the trigger at some point, then it's already too late to tackle it. It's happened. It's too late to work with it. It's like, a two-store house is on fire and you have an extinguisher. It's not going to do anything. You have to prevent the fire in the first place. So we have to practice in the moments when nothing is happening, when we are in the neutral gear of our nervous system. We have to train ourselves in these low moments, so when the high moments come, we can handle them better. Especially then when we are already triggered, then part of our brain that is logical literally switches off and the emotional part of the brain takes over. So we have to prevent this from happening because then we cannot control it. If you spend years as someone who hustles and fights for your survival and just struggles all the time, then calm is going to feel like you're losing yourself. Manifestation fails when success threatens your identity. And nobody tells us that when we leave survival mode, suddenly we may find ourselves in an existential crisis. As a solution, I suggest you to develop the practice of dissolving the struggle to be your default, to develop the mindset that no matter what I'm feeling, no matter what emotions, they mean absolutely nothing about me, my current life, my worth, or my future, or my identity. Because the emotions are not the response to what is here now. They are triggered by what is here now. And there's a difference. So I have 3 steps for you. Step number 1 is awareness without hypervigilance. And it's only about noticing when a trigger happens without doing anything about this, without reacting too much, without spiraling, but just collecting information about it. Not as a way to police yourself, but as a way to just gather information. So don't journal it to death to look for why this is happening, unless it genuinely helps you. Just notice something like, oh, I feel a sense of uncertainty, like a tightness in my stomach, even in those moments of just nothing happening. When things are going maybe too well, I get suspicious. And many of us enter this state of hypervigilance, collecting the data too much and focusing on it too much without regulation. And awareness without regulation is a little bit like sleep paralysis. The body is immobilized, yet it doesn't dull your senses. You're still very much aware of what's happening, and it's kind of scary. And if you feel like you have this problem, if you're feeling like you're too self-aware, I have this video over here that can help you. Step number 2 is to experience the disturbance. Let the feeling be there without it meaning that you failed. Just because I allow myself to feel the fear of rejection doesn't mean that I'm going to create more of it in my future. Quite the opposite. It only means that I'm not scared of feeling what I'm really feeling, of meeting myself where I am. Whether I allow it or not, it will be here. But if I allow it, at least I give myself a chance to let go of it instead of allowing it to continue, unattended. And I know it feels terrible sometimes. Feeling these emotions is not easy. That's why it requires someone really brave like you. But there is only one truth, and the truth is what is here now. So meet yourself here. And step number 3 is microdosing the calm. Start tolerating these small moments of peace without overflowing your nervous system with too much so that it doesn't get too suspicious. When something goes well, acknowledge it and sit with it for like 30 seconds longer than usually, instead of immediately jumping to solving the next problem. And that's also why having the meditation practice can be so beneficial. You are training yourself to remain calm and just notice yourself and be aware just within yourself and your body before you go out in the field. And over time, when we practice these things, we become less and less addicted to the struggle. We get bored with it, really. We become less, self-absorbed and less hypervigilant and more inclined to just gloss over some of the disturbing feelings without looking at them and, oh my gosh, I am feeling this. This is so bad. It means I am, going back on my progress and so on. No, they're just there. You know how they feel already. You know that they cannot harm you, and you can just move on from them without spiraling. And that is freedom, my friend. We start to realize that the emotions that come up, they are just body sensations. And the body sensations cannot harm us, cannot kill us, cannot do anything in our life unless we give them this power. The only thing that can harm us is the narrative and interpretations that we give to these emotions and thoughts and events. It harms us because it creates the self-imposed limitations. It's us really who limit how we see ourselves and what we can achieve. And if we limit ourselves about what we can and cannot experience, we are right. That is exactly what we are creating. Imagination is our most powerful energy creating tool. Use it to teach your body how it would feel to already have what you want. Condition your body to accept that it's safe, that it's good, that it's maybe a little bit unfamiliar, but in imagination, we are making it familiar. Train your body to feel calm and peaceful and just open without equating it to danger. What would it be like to be in this position right now? Condition your body this way and watch your mind follow into a total coherence. When you learn how to fix problems, how to look for the problems, you become hypervigilant and you're getting really good at one thing, which is fixing problems. So naturally, this becomes a habit, and that's also what we create more of. Work on the awareness. Catch yourself that this is what's happening, and awareness will take care of that for you without any tricks, any techniques, just your simple awareness, just you focusing on, oh, this is what I'm doing. Over time is going to dissolve this habit. Try it with any other habit. Try it with cookies. When you start being aware that you are eating that many cookies a day, the next day you may eat fewer cookies until at some point you eat fewer still, or even zero at that time. And that's only because you started to be aware of the number of cookies you've been eating. Your upper limit is emotional, not external. And the opportunities that you encounter are not limiting you. Your capacity to receive them is limiting you. We unconsciously cap our lives but what we think is safe. We are still addicted to struggle because this is what we know. So come back to self-regulation, to nervous system expansion, to be ready and resilient, and be ready to receive the things that you're calling into your life. This time for good, and this time forever. If you feel like you could use some guidance on navigating these everyday emotions and releasing the emotions trapped in your body to expand your nervous system, I have some resources in the description of this video that can help you. And you can watch this video next if you would like to learn how to drop your past and your old story without constant revision.